Hello and welcome back to Mistworld, where our intrepid heroes are journeying across the dust and desert to find their friend Neely and hopefully kill a god. Now, last time we mentioned our players had leveled up and chosen some traits to enhance themselves as they're on this trek, and I thought we'd better go over them and go over their changes. So, starting with Danny, what did you pick up? What did Astrakhan pick up?
So I've got a custom trait. It's based on the beast speaker. So instead, I am a golem speaker because that seemed appropriate for a golemancer. So hopefully, the next time we run into one of these murderous ancient golems, I can try to talk it down instead of just getting swatted into a wall.
It's a plan.
Who knows if
It's
it'll work?
And Kate, what did Melody pick up?
yeah, so I picked up another bardic song because that seemed like a logical choice for a bard to do.
Mhm.
Which functionally, excuse me, while I try and find the tab, because who has one tab open in 2024? That would just be sensible. No,
I don't know. What,
really, no,
I don't know
really,
what
where's
you're
that
talking about.
tab?
He
There it
said for
is.
25 tabs.
25. Oh, you've culled. Um, it's basically gets one listener some supernatural speed and they can immediately take an action, which
Hmm.
in a situation of having a golem potentially attacking us could be incredibly useful in combination with someone who can, I don't know, speak to golems.
Yeah, fair, fair. Mr. Whitler, what have you gone for? Connor?
Um, Gone for opportunist, which means that if anyone sort of fails attack um, within my range, I can make an attack with disadvantage against them. So
Yeah.
making use of being a wiry little uh, goblin to be able to get some attacks in when other people are sort of aren't looking.
So what
But
you're saying is that when I fail to talk the golem down and Melody fails to get us out of the way, you can attack it while he gets spotted into the wall.
well, if he misses getting spotted into the wall, it's a free attack if he gets attacked but missed. And because goblins are wily, they get a free chance to evade without needing to do an evade action. Um, but also, like, it doesn't come up. But he's a martial artist, so he can do crazy stuff like grab stuff out of the air and launch it back at them into his crossbow. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. And Lucky slash Henry Goodbarrel,
Yeah,
yours is
well, I
still
took
on its
the
way.
you make eye contact with a god and they die feat. It's really convenient and useful, particularly for this campaign. So
And
I'm looking forward to using it.
it
The
kicks it
best
up
part is that
before
you
you
chose
even
it
knew.
before we decided that that was good. That I showed that was the mission.
I know. I thought to myself, you know what? I will never need to use this, and lo and behold, it's just crazy.
Well, no, yours has come through Timu and is still on its way. And
Great, thanks.
is how I decided to
I'll
declare it.
look for that in the mail, and fingers
Mm.
crossed, I
Mhm.
haven't been scammed.
It'll be like
Yeah.
one of those traits that you wanted and then the trait you ordered from Wish.
You stare at a god and you just make it mildly uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's not something you want a god to have with you.
Right. So you guys last time you met the Blue Fae again. You've made a deal that you will hopefully be able to escape from underneath the mist if you try and kill her sister. She gave you a compass. Who's got that?
I think that was Henry.
Yeah, Henry's got
Yeah,
the
Henry was
compass.
playing with it last I heard, but
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
So you're leading the way?
Yes, Henry will be following this compass true to his heart.
Yeah. As you're going along, it just kind of so it seems to mostly go in the one direction, but as every now and then it lists a little bit like to the left, not far out of your way, but there's definitely like it seems almost to be indicating two targets.
Oh,
Um, kind of like two directions to go.
so
So
the needle just kind of points in one direction and swings around to point to something else at random points.
Oh, it seems to be in the same direction each time. So like it's mostly like, 90% of the way of the time it's, going straight north, we'll say. And then every now and then it'll point northeast.
Hmm. I think Henry would instantly think that maybe they can teleport. his first thing.
Yeah.
But, I think he'll continue trying to head in the direction that it points to mostly, being directly north.
Does he tell the rest of us about this at all?
I don't think he will, only because he doesn't want people to think that he's using it incorrectly. Because he's clearly a master in everything he does.
Love that.
It's probably fine. I was probably just looking to the left for a little while, and that's why it seems off. But no, we're good.
Beautiful. I love the unnecessary secret keeping. It's fantastic. And so as you guys are going along, Darling is also on high alert. And I imagine just every now and then, given that you got a bit more of a way of communicating with them, Astrakhan, you every now and then tells you there's movement around you. Like, but it's kind of so constant, it's starting to seem like, is it just movement and like because of the winds moving around you? It's hard to tell, but he always seems to be saying as though there's things around you.
The first few times I check to see if there's a really sneaky giant insect that's creeping up on us or
Yeah.
like buried under the sand or something. And so I have Darling go out, investigate, bring me back footage of whatever she can see. And unless I get footage of a giant insect, after a while, I just decide that it's the wind.
Yeah. And that's what happens. So it's not like some giant insect. Sometimes like it comes back and it's just like a normal sized scorpion. Um, but it's been nothing kind of drastically dangerous. So do you turn off the alerts?
I leave the alerts on, but I put them on a low priority alert.
Mhm.
So they don't sort of come and alert me every time.
Yeah.
It just keeps a record of how often they're happening, and I'll get a summary when we stop for lunch or something.
Yep. When you get that summary, it seems it's coming from all directions, including up in the sky.
Weird.
Like so left, right, behind, in front, and above.
I spend most of the lunch break trying to calibrate Darling's sensors.
Perfectly fine.
Hmm.
Henry spends most of the lunch break trying to calibrate the compass. Why won't you work? Starts hitting it on a rock.
Is there
So,
something wrong with the compass?
Oh no, I was just my fingernails were hurting, and I thought if I bashed them into the rock while holding the compass, it might not hurt as much. That's what's happening. 100%.
Okay. I mean, percussive maintenance is not normally the best way to ensure something is working, but if you say so.
I mean, it might. We could. I mean, I've seen Astrakhan hit Darling occasionally when she's trying to make it work.
No,
Isn't that right, Astrakhan?
no, never. I would never hit my golem.
Oh,
Darling
Mr. Whipper?
nods a bit too enthusiastically.
Maybe Whisper Whipper was hitting his crossbow. That's what it was, wasn't it, Mr. Whipper?
Oh, I mean, like, did you learn it from your parents? Like, that they used to have to hit you and then you would work right?
Oh goodness, no! They never backhanded me at all. I always got a fern stalking to. Wait, talking to. Yeah, that's I was
As in the
constantly
use of a
watched.
stock.
No,
like
no. They set Jeeves the butler to just watch me from a short distance, so we called it stalking.
Hey, team, it's probably nothing, but Darling thinks that there's been movement all around us this whole time, like above us to every side. I'm 90% sure that it's nothing, but just in case, you should probably know that there might be a giant scorpion or something stalking us. Just keep your eyes out.
Oh,
Can I like flit up overhead and just like do a scan, like not do a scan, but scan around from on high to see if there does appear to be said giant scorpion or equivalent roaming around?
Go for it. So you fly up. Give me a 2d6 roll. I don't think you've got anything that makes you particularly perceptive.
No, I don't think I have anything particularly useful.
Yeah.
A 6 and a 5.
Nice. So double success. So you go up about as high as you dare. Like very quickly once you uh yeah go up too high, you start coughing and the air starts getting really heavy. Um, when you look around, you see a lot of swirling through the mist, but you don't make out any shapes per se. But it could also just be you can't see very far, right? Like even flying up, you're still not able to see a hell of a lot. It is just this kind of all-pervasive mist that's all around you.
And she comes back down, coughing, not so heavily as to be concerning, but like clearly has taken in breaths of something uncomfortable.
Yeah. And I guess
are
just
you okay?
on that note, that explain that the question came up last week. Why can't you just fly up everyone up and out of there? That's why.
That's why. Yeah. I do not think it would be wise for me to do that again.
Oh, here, let me make something up for you. I can make something that'll make your throat hurt less. So you'll whip up a few ingredients and try and make something that heals. With
All right.
5 and a 3.
Nice.
Nice.
You've somehow got like a little stash of honey, and
I
you got
pocketed it from the blue fairy, the blue
and
system.
you grab some of the one of the bottles that Astrakhan got was a little bit of light acid, which turned out to taste exactly like lemon juice, and bring it to a boil and hand it over.
This should make it so that you can not cough and feel better. I'm pretty good at this stuff. And he hands you the vial.
She will drink a small amount, and if it does in fact do what he says it does, which given it is functionally lemon and hot water, it should. She will look back across at Henry and just go, "Ah, it is something that perhaps you are good at." With
He
Which you
exudes
can
The
decide
pride.
double,
Hands on him.
the double handling on
Thanks.
that sentence made me choke.
Oh, that was very much the point.
He's never felt more proud. He stands there, hands on hip, head turned to the side, and expects light to shine from behind him. Ta-da!
I'll get Darling to play a little spotlight behind him so that the light is there.
Wow, that was completely by accident. Thanks, Melody. I'll pack this up. And he starts packing up his little cooking set.
Yeah.
She's going to sort of smirk at his retreating frame in a like, I can't believe that was all it took. You know,
He's not used to compliments.
Not used to rolling a success.
That too. All right. Well, I think the compass is all working. We have to go, and he points to the northeast, and then this way, and then points back towards the north, maybe.
Sure. So you trundle off, heading the direction that the compass mainly seems to be agreeing is correct. You continue on, takes a couple of days. You guys kind of rely more and more on that unending supply of salami sandwiches that the Blue Witch left you with, and you continue on.
Good thing we've got that salami. Don't know what we'd be eating otherwise. Mm.
Yeah.
You look at each other nervously when you say that.
Henry pulls some of the dragon jerky out of his pocket and just looks at it soon. Puts it back in.
Right. So on that uncomfortable note, so you continue on.
It's what we're good at.
You and one day, Darling comes up to you, Astrakhan, and starts like tugging at your leg, and seems to be pretty keen for you to follow it.
You say one day. Have we been traveling for days at this point now?
It's been about 2-3 days of you guys kind of going for one direction.
Joy.
Well, of course I will follow my robot because Darling is the most reliable of the party and also probably the best at basically everything we try to do.
The trick is to remove human error.
That does appear to be the trick, actually.
Hey, if it works.
Mhm.
Yes, so it kind of drags you along, and when you come across, it's a bit east of where you guys were heading, but they drag you over to an outcrop, and you can make out through the mist what looks like a large encampment. You can see like large humanoid creatures kind of moving around. You can't make out shapes. You can't even tell if they're human or something else, but there seems to be quite a few of them.
Mm.
Um, and there seem to be quite a few pens as well, holding people prisoner.
Now, do you mean mechanically large, as in
As
giant
in,
size, or they're just taller than most of us who are small?
they're just taller than most of you.
Okay.
I will carefully go back to my companions and tell them that Darling has found an encampment of the what did we get a name for this cult?
They just seem to be
The
referred to as the Horde.
An encampment of the Horde.
Hmm.
Did you see Neely?
No, but I thought that you would want to be involved when we went looking.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Let me just finish, this milk that I'm heating up, and no, it can wait. It's fine. Just turn off the heat. Seems a shame to waste it. Does anyone want some milk for the road?
Henry, where did you get milk?
All right, time to hit the road. I just got it from that scorpion. Seemed good. Milked it straight out of its tail.
Okay, then. Yeah, let's go
Yep.
look for Neely.
Going on an adventure.
All right, we head in that general direction.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Darling to scout ahead for us because Darling is sneakier than any of us.
Hmm.
Definitely sneakier than Henry.
All right. So Darling takes off and starts looking around. Can you get me a stealth roll for her?
All right, so that I get advantage on that because Darling is sneaky,
Yes.
uh, which is great because I got 2 1s and a 5.
So you're lucky.
Yes.
Yep, so they sneak through. Are you kind of like looking through their eyes in a way to see what they can see?
Yeah, if I can do that, I am absolutely doing that.
Yep. So what you're finding is you can't really get they can't you can, still can't really get close enough to these guards, whatever they are, to get a good look at them. They seem to be on pretty high alert, but you're able to get close enough that they're able to see like who's being guarded in this situation, and it just seems to be a bunch of humanoids. Mostly most of them look like people from the surface, in fact.
Hmm. How can we how can I tell that they look like people from the surface?
So most of them look like so some of them actually look like they're from your ship. You recognize like them from being around them on the ship.
Okay.
You also see most of them if they've got the scarring, it's relatively little or light compared to what you've seen in other people.
Hmm. Okay. Any sign of Neely?
Give me a perception check, yes, with advantage because you're stupid robot.
I love my robot so much. That is a 6.
All right. You don't find Neely, but you do find someone who looks a lot like her.
Mm.
So, young man, um, probably in his late teens, he's got quite a bit of scarring, and looks kind of pretty, frankly, miserable as well. Like he's been cooped up in there for a while. Um, and yeah, he's kind of like leaning against the door, pretty despondent of the situation.
Mm. I'm gonna look at Henry, be like, Henry, you spent more time with Neely than the rest of us, really. Uh, did she have like a she had a missing family, right? Like a
Yeah,
brother or something?
no, she spent most of her time looking for her son.
Son.
Yeah. Why?
Um,
What do you see?
Well, there's this guy there who looks quite a lot like Neely, but it's not Neely, so it might be her missing, like, family member.
Oh, you really think it's him?
I really think it's him.
Wow. We're so much better at finding your son than she is.
Joybus.
I'll let you tell her
Wow.
that.
Okay, sorry. Back into character.
Wow.
It's because Darling's so good at searching.
That's it. Darling's fantastic. Can you make me one day? Could have Darling too.
Yeah, why not? You can have your very own golem
Oh,
that
that sounds
will
like fun.
Incorporate
Anyway,
it into his
totally help
arm.
you.
if
Incorporate into his arm so like the hand can come off and crawl around.
That's a great idea, Mr. Woodbar. I'm totally doing that.
yeah, it's not creepy at all. Well, if it is her son, she's going to come trying to find him, and then we'll find him, and we'll find Neely, or we'll use him to help find Neely, because I assume they have a mother-son bond that they can't, deny, as all the music says, and we'll be able to find Neely. It's flawless.
Or, hear me out, we could rescue him so that she doesn't want to stay and find him when we do find her.
That also could coincide with my plan.
Yes. So we're going to rescue him, right?
Yeah, let's definitely do that. How many people do we have to unalive in order to rescue him? Because I'm not great with murder of humans.
The Horde aren't really human, though, are they? They're really like murderous, evil criminal types, right, Henry?
I mean, it's not really our place to say. It's their culture. I mean, is there a way we could just kind of sneak in and take him?
I mean, we could try, but also, like, bear in mind, whatever we do to them will probably be better than like being murderated and then having their blood drunk by all the other people, which is apparently what they do to criminals here.
It doesn't seem ideal.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Melody, Mr. Whipper, you in?
Yep.
I do not see that we have a choice in the matter, really. So, yes, I suppose.
I mean,
Okay.
you could just stay here, I guess. You don't have to come with us on our epic quest.
I mean, it'd be nice to have, some other people there. You've always helped me out, both of you. It's beneficial
Melody
to me.
raises the eyebrow at the phrase epic quest, knowing full well that you know exactly what you're doing by making it that phrase.
I
I did
totally
not
don't
say
manipulate
no.
the people around me to do the thing
No.
that I think is a good idea. Never.
Absolutely not. Why would you do a thing like that?
Because it's more likely to get me machine parts to play with.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's just try and get in there and get out and no one get hurt. All right?
Yeah. It's a plan.
All right. He'll draw his sword and slips out of his hand. He drops it. And I got this and picks it back up again. All right. Let's do this.
Excellent.
We sneak towards the
So there's good news and bad news in terms of your mission, though, right? So the good news is that you've got a you know which tent you're kind of aiming for. There's a lot of them, so you're kind of like sneaking through the pens. And just due to nature of the mist, it's just as hard for you to see the bad guys to see you as it is for you to kind of feel your way around as well. So I guess the question is, how are you doing this? So you've got this large encampment. It's not very well guarded. They seem pretty like confident that nobody's like sneaking up on them or whatever.
And just out of curiosity, Astrakhan is cool with just leaving all the other ship passengers in there.
I mean, you have to remember that Astrakhan is not really a people person.
Got it.
So
she
it's
hasn't
not
told them that there was the other ship people. She's like, just Neely's son's there. Go get him. Like, okay, cool.
Besides, I know how this goes. We're going to cause so much chaos that they all get out anyway.
This is true.
Right.
This is true.
You're gonna accidentally succeed.
Backup plan that we don't even know exists.
Pretty much.
All right, so the plan is that you're gonna sneak in and cause havoc by accident.
That is literally my plan. That is,
I believe the
in
phrase
fact-
is accidentally on purpose.
Accidentally on purpose. Fair, fair. Uh,
It seems to
so
be
what?
what we're good at.
So what's the plan? Who's going in? Anybody staying out? Is there going to be an actual distraction that isn't accidental? What's the go?
Well, I do have this bag full of random stuff.
Yeah.
So I reckon I could probably put together a distraction. And between the bag of random stuff and my spell touched, I could probably make something that explodes kind of like fireworks on a bit of a time delay. So I might try that for distraction and
Okay.
get Darling to sneak it over to the opposite side of the Horde camp to where we are and
Mhm.
set it on like a 5-minute delay and then get Darling to come back to us.
Okay. So give me a alchemy roll as you try and concoct what you can with what you got, basically.
Okay, so alchemy. Is that 2 or 3d6 for that one?
I believe you've got advantage, so 3d6.
There is a 6 and a 4 in that,
All
and
right.
also a 2, but the 6 is the important part.
Yes. So you're confident you've made some kind of something explodey enough that it'll draw attention away from you guys and where you want it to be. Um, you, and so you're putting on a spot to Darling and are then going to make him run like the Dickens the other direction.
Yeah. So Darling will end up coming back to us, and
Mhm.
then we'll have like a couple of minutes before the explosion goes off to get ourselves organized and in position, in theory.
Yes. In
In
theory.
practice, who knows?
Awesome in theory, kind of a mess in practice. We'll find out when we get there.
Yes.
Yeah.
All about believing.
Mhm.
Well, you know the difference between theory and practice. In theory, there isn't one. In practice, there is.
All right. Give me a 3d6 sneak roll for robot sneakery.
2, 2, and a 5. And
guys are
I'm
doing
on
well.
fire tonight.
Yeah. It's very
yeah,
annoying.
for now. We'll see what.
Now. Yeah.
Yeah, keep on
Yes.
jinxing it. Yep, so he's made his way across. He plants it, he runs, he skitters away, if he kind of hides close by, waits 5 minutes, tick, 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 boom. Are you guys gonna like go in that 5 minutes, or are you guys gonna like wait for the signal?
I'm going to follow Henry.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, I think Henry will wait for the explosion and then we'll all just charge in as quickly as possible while everyone runs to see what's happening.
All right. So following Henry's lead, always a good idea.
Of course. Henry's a natural born leader.
You make it inside. The explosions kind of go off. You're on the edges. You start making your way to the camp. Who is going? Who is making this trek?
Henry.
Yep.
Sure.
I'm going.
And Mr. Whitber, are you coming along as well?
He gives me a firm high five before he sends Henry on his way.
I mean, like you can leave behind your gear to make it a bit easier for you to sneak in and then regather and head off.
Okay, but what if he wants to cook something while he's out there?
Yeah. I'll yeah. Go along, I guess. We can just sort of like secure, bury our gear, stuff like that. So
All right, so you're coming along?
Yep.
All right. And Melody, are you staying out by yourself or
I
are
mean,
you coming along?
no, she's not going to stay out by herself
Mhm.
if that's the case.
Because
Right.
Henry's
It's an
not
epic
the
story.
only
She
one
can't miss
affected
that.
by an epic quest.
Yeah, pretty
Oh,
much.
more that moment of going, I'm a very large, very glittery bug. I don't know that I'm exactly stealth material, but sure.
It works. All right, so you guys all trundle in one group. You make your way across. You manage to find not much. Like so, you come across these pens every now and then. Kind of somebody is reaching out for you. Most of the people, most of the other prisoners, look like they've been starved and maltreated. Are you letting them loose? You eventually, like, you come across somebody like another passenger from the Hope and Grace.
Oh,
Are
hey,
you gonna let them
Thomas, what are
loose?
you doing here? You look like crap, buddy.
Pretty
How are
much.
how are the pens shut? Like, are they locked or just latched or?
They've got they've basically like lashed together. So, um, if you could cut them open, it's just more that like these people are so disincentivized that they're not trying to get out.
Yeah, I think Henry would on his way to try and let everyone out if possible.
Yeah.
I think throw his water bag to Thomas. Sorry, I'm in the middle of something, but get out, go, go, you gotta go, and then continue on towards where Darling had pointed.
All right. So you hand over the bag. He kind of leaves and goes. Do you tell him to like free others, or is it just no, just get out of here, save yourself?
I think Henry's gonna come back and free others, but being that they're so emaciated, I don't think there's much Henry thinks he can do without cooking up a feast.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think we'll make it to his ultimate goal is to get to Neely's son first, and then
Mhm.
we'll decide what to do.
All right.
I'm gonna
But-
undo every pen that we go past if I can do it reasonably quickly. Just at random, undo them so that they're all open.
Yeah, are they
Um,
like locks or are they like
it's
I
like
just
it's deny
like the
you can knife them
pins?
open. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so we'll just run through on our way past. It's like cut rope, cut rope, cut rope.
Mhm. So if you do that, eventually, like, there's no doubt you're gonna cause an uproar, and they'll be aware of your presence. So are you? So
That's fine.
eventually, kind of, you release enough people that and none of them are kind of in a decent shape to fight either. So it's not like you're getting allies on the way.
Yeah.
It's more that you're just releasing people as much as you can. So you letting these people out along the way, and kind of everyone that stops and kind of thanks you for your help, but they're in no condition to kind of fight back or provide any assistance. Um, and
Yeah, they
then,
still function as a distraction.
oh
Mm.
yeah, that they do.
And
Eventually,
shields.
you reach Neely's son. His name was, I don't think she gave a name, and I feel kind of bad if I make it up on the spot, but I'm going to call him Davin. Uh,
I
she'll
say
correct me.
Dav.
Dav. So Dav is there. He kind of looks up, doesn't know you guys at all. Um, but what do you say to him when you reach him?
Hey, hey, buddy. Um, you wouldn't happen to be the son of Neely, would you? Neely Druitt?
Yes, yes. If she was here, do you know my mum?
She was here? I mean, yes, yes. I'm pretty close with your mum. We go way back. Is she still here?
No, she tried to use some of her magic to try and protect me, and they took her away. They took her further north, and he kind of points, and if you kind of compare it against your compass, he points the direction that the compass has mostly been pointing towards, and you realize that when it's kind of been off, it's because it's been pointing at him.
Okay. Well, you got to come with us. My name's Henry. A pleasure to meet you. Sorry, it's not under better circumstances. And this is Astrakhan, and this is Mr. Whitber. Say hi, Mr. Whitber.
Hi,
Okay,
Mr.
he's not
Whitber.
saying hi. Um, and Melody. This is Davin. Davin. This is Melody.
What is his reaction to a giant bug lady?
He's kind of like weirded out by the fact that you guys are even real and not like part of his imagination. So he's still kind of coming to terms with that fact.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
Henry, let's get out of here and do the introductions and
Oh
backstory
yeah,
later.
yeah, yeah. That probably makes much more sense. Why didn't you stop me earlier? All right, yeah, no, come here. Can yeah, what? Yeah, I mean he's human, yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah. So he's probably bigger than Henry.
oh yeah.
I can try and carry you, but can you walk? It might be a little bit faster.
So he's bent. He gets up slowly. Flex pops his knees. He looks like he's been kind of down there for a while, but eventually, once he starts kind of moving, he's able to keep up with you guys.
Amazing. All right. Stay quiet. Let me, and I want to give him. I don't think I've got any weapons. No, that's right. Just follow us. We'll let out more people along the way, and hopefully they can survive long enough to survive. That makes sense. Any complaints by anyone? Looking back to the group.
Nope. Let's do the thing.
All right. We buried our stuff back this way, so let's go. And we'll sneak back through the group again.
Yeah. Could I get everyone to give me a stealth roll? All around you, you can hear fighting. So the people that you have been released, most of them have been captured or recaptured, more accurately, and being quickly rounded up. Are you guys trying to sneak through? Or are you going to try and
How many
Definitely trying to sneak.
how many people would be doing the capturing again?
It's hard to tell. Just because it is so closed in. It feels like there's at least a couple of dozen. Like this is a fairly large camp, and yeah, you guys have like basically kicked it over with releasing as many prisoners as you can, and some of them then went on and released some more, etc.
Yeah. And so there'd be more prisoners than members of the camp?
Well, by far, yeah. But they're also like unarmed and
Yeah.
not able
Yeah,
to
that's
fight.
right. I
I
think
got
Henry's
a 6 for my sneak.
yeah. I'm really tempted that Henry wouldn't want like seeing that Thomas was here and he's just thinking, I can't let these people be captured again. There's more Neelys to save. He's like, I'm sorry, guys. I I gotta help these people. And I think he'll pull his sword and Thomas, I need you to go with no Thomas. Damn it. I need you
Devin.
to go with these guys. I'll do what I can to help these people. And then Henry's gonna charge in. Ah! And then go stab someone.
Henry.
While Henry is being an absolute genius,
Mhm,
can
mhm.
I can I so I have the master performer trait.
Yes.
Is there some place I can put myself, like atop a pile of crates, for example, that would be attention gettingable? That's such a word, Kate. You're doing so good with words today.
You make me
Think
proud.
we're good.
Like highly visible, but such that if I started, say, to as an action test to influence the mood of an audience and sway them to my cause, essentially what I'm trying to do is like chill the heck out as many people as possible.
I
Does
love
that
it.
make sense?
Yes, no, I'm on board for all of this. So yes, you get up, you can start strumming,
Yeah.
and we'll see how you go.
I am trying to work out how this works. It's just a normal test, I think.
It would be,
Sounds
yeah.
about right.
Do I get any benefits? Probably not. Trying to read things quickly. All right. That is a 6 and a 1. So both ends
complain.
of
Yeah. So
both
it's
ends of the spectrum.
so you are unfortunately dealing with fanatics, so there's not a real easy way for you to get them all to chill the F-bomb out. But
No,
what
it's more about like, just in general, guys. Guys,
guys, what are you doing? What are we really doing
could,
here?
could we just stop punching each other for like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
You might find that you have something in common that is not just punching each other in the face.
Yeah, bad news with that one. Uh, so you start strumming, you start putting out your message of luck and hope, and unfortunately, um, there's just too much fighting going on. So there's definitely no
Okay.
ending it. Um, what you do manage to do though is create enough of a distraction
Mhm.
that you guys like. It's more that they're kind of confused and slow
Yes, that's fine.
more
We'll
than
take
anything.
that. We'll take
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so you're able to run out. I'll skip the stealth roll because I like this idea of you like drawing it, getting like a chill sort of attention to yourself, and that's how you succeed at this moment. Um, Mr. Whitber, are you doing anything? You've been fairly quiet so far.
While all this, Henry goes charging in and got a big performance going on. I'm just gonna still try and sneak along and drag, take the most of the opportunity to drag Tom out of the camp.
Yeah,
Do you mean Devon?
Devin. Yeah.
Devin.
Tom was the
Devin.
first guy, right? Yeah.
I was initially I was gonna be like Tom, but now I'm like, no, that sounds dumb.
Yeah.
Uh, no offense to any Toms that might be out there, of course.
They all sound dumb.
They all sound That's not. I feel like there's been a disclaimer. This is not my opinion. This is the opinion of solely Connor. So you guys run out. You you're helping Devon out. He's kind of getting his legs under him. Um, you manage to regather all your stuff and find it without rolls. The last Melody, as you turn around, you see one of the horde kind of turn and look at you. Um, and you don't know if it's because he was enjoying your music, but he seems to
Mhm.
give you a little salute as you kind of leave behind.
Mhm.
Um, and then it almost seems like he was, yeah, trying to communicate with you for a moment there.
Okay. Okay. I will take that as a note because of reasons that have not been discussed on the podcast as yet.
Yeah. And you know what, Neely, give me a 2d6 roll as you run past as well.
Do you mean Astracan?
Yeah,
Astrakan,
nearly.
that one. I don't know, you all look the same to me.
Nearly got it right.
That's a 4 and a 2.
Cool.
I notice nothing.
You notice nothing.
I am Jon Snow.
Right. So you guys run through. You're safe. You've got Devon with you. After a while, kind of Devon, you guys run away far enough that you're feeling a bit safe. And what you're finding, Lucky is slash Henry, is that when you pull out the compass, that little kind of tuggy
What wasn't
bit.
Henry charging in to go kill people?
Oh no,
Yeah.
you ran off to kill people. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, give me a roll, a fighting roll to see how well you do. Just a
Nice.
standard test.
Now, yeah, okay. A 1 and a 5. Go
Nice.
Henry.
So Henry, you get up and close with the horde. You are slashing down. You manage to free a couple more prisoners. You kind of like manage to stand between them and certain doom. Um, One of them is like this older man who is like you've never seen him before. He's heavily scarred, but he kind of thanks you profusely, but he's not able to move. He was badly hurt. What are you going to do with him?
Honestly, I think in the heat of battle, Henry can't do a whole lot for him. Actually, no, he has the healer ability. Yeah, he does. Cool. I'm going to reach down and try and heal him.
All right. So roll to heal.
He calls down the great powers of the sky. Heal this man. And he rolls a 1 and a 5 again.
Nice.
Oh,
This guy gets 2d6 health points back.
So you managed to heal him.
He's
He
healed
kind
for
of
2
gets
points, sorry.
enough. He thanks you profusely for your miracle magic.
Does he look like he could fight? He's that type of guy, or he's too old and decrepit?
He's way too old and decrepit, but what he does do is he takes you across to another tent that's like this um uh supply tent, and he indicates inside, and I assume you go inside, what you find is a whole bunch of equipment that the horde were using, um including some light golems that have some arms that you might be able to free up if
Ooh,
you
fun.
do well enough if you roll to sort that before going through.
Yeah, I mean, again, Henry, I don't think is thinking about himself at this point. He just wants to get back to the hope and grace, and these are people of the hope and grace. So,
Mm.
if anything, I think he will try and, from the inside, knock down the tent to expose the equipment. Be like, everyone, get over here. Anyone who can wield a weapon, grab a weapon. And then try and rally people to his cause.
Yeah.
Does Darling notice?
Well, where is Darling at the moment then?
Well, Darling was doing reconnaissance across the site to try to keep us out of trouble, which is more or less pointless because Henry has run into find trouble.
Darling just points us away from Henry continuously.
Pretty much. Yeah, give me a roll to see what he finds out. I mean, this stupid robot finds everything anyway, so I don't have much hope. But yeah, roll me 3d6 as he notices if they notice what's going on.
2 5s.
2 5s. Yes, that stupid robot notices everything. Um, so yeah, so you eventually kind of like scanning picks up the rest. Most of you are in safety except for Henry, and he kind of comes up, sees what Henry's up to, and give me a 2d6 roll as it tries to deambulate, I guess. One of the
To disarm?
yeah, to disarm. How did I not see that one? I'm angry at me now.
That's a 3 and a 1. Darling's not so good at disarming, apparently.
And the question then becomes, Henry, you would see this? Are you going to try and help him?
Again, no. Henry, Lachlan would love him to help him, but I think he's so focused on his goal.
Yeah.
Magic healing with him and has healed a person. So he's like, this is my cause. This is what I'm meant to be doing. And
what if Darling made a pathetic whining noise?
Then he'd probably help Darling.
For reals.
Get out of here.
So,
Come.
so Darling starts making a pathetic whining noise.
Cool. I'll rip off the arm and then I'll yell at him. Get out
I've
of
got
here.
this. Leave me behind.
Yeah. So I think if Henry can, he'll just, rip off the arm and be like, take it and go. Save yourself. I'm going to roll a rip check.
Yeah, roll a rip check. I don't know what that is.
3 and a 4 failed.
Oh no.
It's too stuck. Just go.
The roll's been Henry.
Go take an extra one give me one more roll as Darling is there to help.
Okay, you ready for a natural one?
Yeah.
I called it natural one.
Oh
no. All right. You can't be helped.
No. He can't be helped and he can't help.
No. So yeah, so you run away. You are you on a healing mission now, or are you on a mission?
He's still just trying to make it so these people are free. So I think Henry's gone into closer to a blood rage and just taking the life of anyone who tries to attack a prisoner, keeping an eye out for Thomas, so that his close friend Thomas, who he's mentioned many a time, can be free.
So Thomas is out with the others. So you're heading more towards the distraction at this point, really.
Yeah. Henry's going to take on the army with anyone who's willing to follow. And now that they've got some equipment, then hopefully there's more people to his cause.
Yeah. Not many, probably not as many as he'd be hoping. Most of them were pretty sick. But yeah, you managed to make a big enough rally that you're able to turn the tide. I mean, a lot of them are going down. They were sick, they were weakened, they were malnourished. You're running through and healing a handful. By the time like eventually the Horde forces start beating back, and it's looking like a losing battle. Are you going to run away at this point? I guess I'm asking, are you in a suicide run, effectively?
I honestly think that Henry wouldn't give up on the people.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, my brother would not give up, and neither shall I. That would be Henry's go-to.
Yeah.
So if this is a suicide mission, then so be it, unfortunately.
All right. So we won't call it a suicide mission. Eventually, like, you look down and you see that Darling is there, like, trying to peel you away and trying to get you to, like, recover and see sense, before you go too far. Um, Eventually, though, and you manage to get led away. You've managed to save, like, a lot of people, though, so it's not that, like, you were doing poorly. It was more that,
But I mean, even
um,
if you save them, they're just going to get captured again, are they not?
well, some of them are leaving with you.
Yeah. Okay. I think the only way that that would work is if Henry got knocked out during, and then he just has to be dragged away. Because I don't see a situation where Henry would give up the fight, unfortunately.
So you get knocked out by
Something, battle,
something.
whatever it is. But
Yeah.
that's if I've
Darling
got
hits
plot
you over
armor
the head with an
protection.
entire golem.
That's it. If I've got plot armor, then that'll be that case. But I don't see Henry in a situation where he'd be like, I'm going to leave these other people to die.
All right. So eventually you do manage to get knocked down and knocked out. Whether or not it's because there's a tiny little robot with an arm that's just come up and clocked you in the back of the head, I'll leave to others' imaginations beyond mine. But you get caught up on, you get stopped, and you end up coming back with the others. The good news is that you have managed to save a lot of people. So there's no kind of doubt that you did good, kid, effectively.
Yeah,
Um, and there's like a little kind of army making their way towards the south, back the way you guys came, that wouldn't have made it otherwise if it wasn't for your help.
nice.
Cool.
So yeah, I just imagine that Henry's out for hours before waking up and being like, "Where am I? Where are they?" Blah blah blah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Um,
We continue on while Henry recovers.
Absolutely. Now, the other part is that you do manage to make some new friends along the way as well. You do get like what you get Davin, he kind of like is talking to you guys at a million miles per hour. Can't believe that you guys like they can't believe that you managed to save him effectively. Um, and he's talking about how his mum got taken to like the main camp of the bad guys, and that um he'd been in there before, and the way he describes it is that the inside of the avatar, this like large earth golem that the blue witch described last week, is kind of all hollowed out, and all these people are kind of in their really desperate situation, but he knows where they would have taken his mum, and with enough time, he can kind of get you guys there as well.
Nice. So once
Cool.
Henry's recovered, and he'll go and do his healing technique on everyone who's weakened,
Yeah.
as much as malnourishment can take place. But we'll need to feed these people now. It's like, it's
Most
become
of
a
them ran
side
away.
thing.
So
They're
like you
just
did,
gone.
yeah, so most of them like ran away in the opposite direction.
Okay.
So yes, you do have like a small army kind of following you guys around now, but most of the people that you rescued, like you guys are heading towards Bad Guy Town,
Yep.
and the most of the people you managed to rescue are going, yeah, away
Away.
from Bad
Okay.
Guy Town.
Cool.
Does that make
Uh,
sense?
yes. So it's just us, really.
Yeah.
Us and Devon.
Yeah.
Cool. Good. All right. We'll continue on then.
Cool.
Mm.
So he's going a million miles per hour. He's talking about all the people that would be held within the golem itself. Um, So yeah, basically they chain people up inside of the golem, and it absorbs them as it goes, and eventually they get it seems to be like draining their blood, their um everything about them, and eventually like they end up dying, they get replaced. He was brought up because he had a little bit of the earth magic that his mum has, but apparently it wasn't enough. And so they kicked him back out again when she arrived, and that's how he met her.
Mhm.
So, I mean, you know so much about the golem. You just they sent you away after, like, you weren't good enough for it.
Apparently not. They decided that what they wanted my mum more, and they were willing to kill her for it, I think.
Suffering she must be going through. Guys, we got to hurry. I mean, your mum's important in itself, but I don't know how we can even rest while still thinking this could be happening to her. And Henry starts having a mild panic attack.
How long have you been down here, Devon?
How long?
Yeah.
Um, it's been years. And are you looking for scars when you ask that question?
I mean, I'm probably curious about the scars,
Mhm.
but I don't technically know what the scars are yet.
Yeah.
So
He's
I'm just wondering how he survived for this long if they are taking people and getting them absorbed by the golem. Because Neely's only been down here like a few days to a week.
Hmm.
And if he has even a little bit of earth magic, wouldn't they have put him in the golem before now? Like, how is he still around?
In short, he's not sure. So he was basically left to his own devices, and he tried as much as he could not to show it. He's kind of like instinctively hid it away. And
Okay.
then when they came for him, um, he had no choice but to kind of in a way defend himself, and and that included showing what he could do.
Henry starts packing up the stuff around the camp, and he stops for a second. So how did you get down here, Devon?
There was an accident on my mum's ship. She and she had no choice. She had to leave me behind. And when she did, I had been staying down here ever since.
So, I mean, is her ship still around,
No,
or did it?
I fell off.
He fell off the ship and just went through the mist. And he looks up at the fog and clouds.
It's managed to survive long enough.
That's amazing.
I was lucky, and it was stupid. When my mum found me, she still had these these posters that she'd been putting up everywhere looking for me. I couldn't believe that she kept on trying for so long.
Yeah, I know them.
Neely doesn't give up.
No, she hasn't. I'm lucky.
And we shouldn't give up on her. So, is everyone ready to go?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we are.
Good. We pack up the camp, which is still late at night, and start walking towards the north.
Yeah. So you
Uh,
guys,
Melody has made notes along while this story has been being told,
Mhm.
just as per normal.
As they do, yeah.
Mhm.
No worries. Do you question any of his like on that note? Do you question anything of what he said, or is it just like no, you're just taking notes of the story because that's how you do?
Melody's taking notes more so that if the story is different from someone else's perspective, then she can
Hmm.
question it, but not at the moment.
No worries. Right. So you guys carry on. Um, every now and then, I think I mentioned this before, but just to make sure. So you notice that the compass makes that tick towards Dev, and that seems to be what was kind of throwing it off last time.
Hmm.
It's all good now though. It seems to be fixed, whatever is going on there.
So is it? It's not still swinging around to Devon and then back again.
No, it seems to be that it was before, and that's why it was kind of reacting that way.
Hmm. But it just stopped
Um,
now.
but it's stopped now. That's right.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Henry's really proud that he thinks he fixed it.
sure.
Yeah, we continue on almost non-stop to the point of exhaustion.
Fair enough. You continue on. Eventually, you reach a point where it starts getting mountainous again. There's a raise there. Do you? How are you guys going to? Are you guys just going to kind of push on through? you have a plan beyond that? What do
Push
you
the
think?
mountain, like over it.
See,
Yeah.
yeah,
just
you can go over.
push the mountain over.
Yeah, just push it
Completely.
over. Problem solved. Straight to the side.
Hmm.
Let me roll a strength save, a strength roll. I'll do a
Or
disadvantage.
it's more. Are you gonna go around? Are you gonna go through?
No,
We-
no.
Up and over?
I mean, up and over seems like the smartest because following a common path. I mean,
Or is
I'll
that
go back to Devon. Go on.
or is that poison gonna, you know, the one that affected us as we came down,
Hmm.
things like that.
The mist.
Is that going to affect us as we sort of go up over the mountain?
Could do.
That
Lovely.
is a very good point.
I think we'll turn back to Devon. You came from the golem, yeah?
I did.
Do you know which way they would have taken you back here? Did you come past this mountain?
Well, it didn't come past it, but then he kind of looks it up and down. I mean, it travels around. It moves around.
Mountain.
No, the golem, the creature.
Oh, okay. The mountain moving was much more shocking to me. All right. Well, and if I look at the compass and just really focus on it, does it look like it's changing the angle if I'm not moving?
How do you mean?
Like if it's navigating towards where the golem is,
Yeah,
does it look like the golem's on the move? So if I really focus in on the needle, is there any
Yeah.
chance that it's a slowly tilting in one direction or is it stagnant?
Hmm. How long are you going to look at this for to find us out?
I mean, Henry would lose patience pretty quickly. So a total of 30 seconds.
Yeah. Give me a 2d6 roll, see what you notice. Let's find out
Okay.
what you see.
6 and a 1. God, Henry, you bored.
Ow! Oh, you don't normally roll this good.
I
I'm
didn't.
concerned.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. All right. So what you do notice is it does move, like it does jitter around a little bit, but not like crazy. It's not like it's running around or anything like that, at least not as far as you can tell.
All right. I think the best option is to go around looking up at the mist and just. I don't see any other around it unless you guys think otherwise. Huh? Looks over at Melody, Mr. Whipper, Astrigan.
No, I
Well-
think we need to follow what is the guide.
I mean, the compass says it's that way, which is kind of directly up and over the mountain. But I mean,
Are you saying
not
that up is
particularly.
a difficult thing to do?
Eh,
Up is not hard.
yeah, maybe for some who are 7 feet tall and have the ability to fly. But I've got little stumpy legs, and he kind of shows his feet. It's difficult to climb with this.
Well, if we cannot go over it and we cannot go under it,
We'll
we
have
will
to go through it.
I was going to say around, but I
Oh,
suppose
sorry, I thought
through is
you-
another option if you want to go mining.
I thought you knew that. No, sorry.
Melody,
No.
can you do a quick experiment? You said you found, well, you started coughing when you went up a bit, and
Yes.
that only took you a minute or so. If you were to go up to just before the layer where you start coughing, and then kind of fly towards the mountain and see if you get closer to the ground or if it's a distance from the ground that mist layer is, would that work, do you think?
Do you mean to see if it is about how far it is away from land as opposed to how far it is up off of the level of the sea?
Yes, exactly.
How far away from said mountain are we? Because I feel like we're going to have to get a decent distance closer before I'm going to do that.
You're in the foothills.
That could mean a very long way, or it could mean no distance at all. Because depending
Yes.
on,
Yes, it could.
I can probably, when we are closer, I feel like this is perhaps a bit far, or I will, if I get too high for too long, it's tiring, it's problem potentially for me.
Okay, well, let's head up the mountain until we're close enough. I mean, standing here talking about it doesn't get us any closer to Neely.
All right.
Sure. I would just have to be
through.
wary, I guess, of we run into the mist.
So the
But
plan is you guys are going up and over.
Up
Yeah.
and over
Plan is we're
as
going
far from the
close
mist
en-
as possible.
close enough that like if I was to like, there's no point in if the mountain is let's say a gradual incline, my going up a decent distance from it to test whether the mist
Yeah.
goes along at distance from ground versus like height of sea level.
Hmm.
So we would need to get closer than where we are now if we're in the foothills. Like that those distances could be vastly different.
Problem we can worry about later. And then
Yeah.
plus, most of us will be fine, and Kate can serve as our canary because they're taller.
That is also
Love that
true.
you're calling my character Kate now, and that's probably not untrue for the most part in the real world as well.
Kate's got this.
All right. Let's just go up and around the mountain and stay. We'll just traverse the mountain at the point where we're not in the mist.
Basically, yeah.
Done. We do that.
I like to go like
Successfully.
even if that
Don't even
means
need
sort
to
of
roll
going
for it.
around at a flat level at a certain height.
Yeah.
So we're going to go up until we run into problems, and then we'll start going round.
Yeah, I love it.
Get
So
up
Just
3
have to
feet
find the
and a bird
topographic
attacks.
line that's okay before we can do it.
all right. So you off you trundle. Um, you manage to like it starts getting heavier breathing as you guys go through. Not like you're not like gonna choke and die or anything like that, but it is like you're feeling it, right?
Yeah.
You reach a point above altitude where like you feel like you're about where you would have starting to feel that cough and you're just getting that tickle at that point. But kind of laying low, you're managing to avoid the worst of it, and eventually you come out on top. You look over to where you can see like this camp. Sorry, not a camp. Um, you reach a point where you look across, and with the sun, you're able to see a bit further than you have in the past behind you, and you can see what looks like a large mountain with a spire at the top. You can see like coming up, you can see all this color of mist, sorry, of fires in the ground below, a much larger camp than what you saw before. Um, that spire, even as you look at it, it seems to shake and move a little bit, as though it's something alive. Um, as you're looking down, Devin looks across and says, "That's the temple on top of the Avatar."
It's huge. How are we meant to fight that?
We don't have to fight that, just the god inside it.
Oh, okay. I mean, it does sound easier than trying to take that down. Looks down at the sword in his hand. Yeah. Hopefully the god is smaller than that.
I look from the inside.
Yeah. Okay. Well, guess this is the last leg of our journey. Let, let's go. And he starts making his way down the mountain.
All right. So with that wonderful inspo in mind, we're going to leave it there. One last insight on Neely before you guys, as you guys make your way down. So Neely is, as part of the epilogue, Neely's been dragged inside of the avatar. She came in through what she looked like the heel of this large creature, pulled upstairs, and eventually placed in a metal cage, much fancier and stronger than the ones that you guys came across in the camp. Eventually, she's greeted by the master of the temple, and it's another red skin. It's another Fae this time. She's got red skin, cracked and heavy. And we'll leave it there.